main reason I'm coming up here. Two events. Number one, after Jesus says to Peter, "But who do you say?" And Peter says, "You are Messiah." 6 days later, they're on a high mountain by themselves. Geographical logic puts that mountain there. Mount Hermon. A mountain which is, the name means mountain of devotion. Hermon comes from a root that means to devote. A sacred mountain in Canaanite lore, and a mountain that God is now taking. You know, Abraham Lincoln went to Richmond, Virginia the day after Appomattox. He went down to Richmond, Virginia in order to show that, you know, he heard Dixie being played. And that night when he got back to Washington, D.C., he asked the Union Band to strike up Dixie. And people were saying, "Whose side are you on anyway?" And he said, "I always liked that tune. Now we've captured it. It belongs to us. And I'm going to play it if I want to." Right? This is now God's mountain. It's not the Canaanite mountain anymore. This is God's mountain. The Transfiguration. The majority Byzantine opinion puts it on Mount Tabor by Nazareth. Eusebius thought it was up here. I'll go with Eusebius. Yeah. Up here. The light, the voice. This is my beloved son. And it wasn't more than a couple years later, maybe 3, when a rabbi born in Tarsus, fluent in languages of the diaspora and Hebrew as well, schooled under the best rabbi of the day, Gamaliel himself, in Jerusalem, as zealous as you can be for Judaism as a thing, as a way of life, as a belief in the first century. Here's that there are believers, he says, believers in Damascus, I gotta go get them. And so he leaves Jerusalem down the road to Jericho. He crosses to the eastern side, the Jewish side. He works his way up on the road toward the Decapolis, up towards Scythopolis, Beit Shan. He works his way up to the Sea of Galilee. He stays overnight in room 709 of Engel.
708.
One of them. He works his way up on the road toward the Golan, and on the flats now, he's finally on the road to Damascus. Somewhere cresting this rise, he's working his way around the corner there, and there's a bit of a rise that keeps the view of Damascus from us out here. Just as he's lipping his way around, the voice and the light comes back. And this time it's not the voice of God talking to Jesus, it's the voice of Jesus. "Saul, you're persecuting me. Who are you, Lord?" And he's led blind into Damascus, and he comes out seeing. Yeah. He comes out seeing. That's as far as Jesus gets. Mount Hermon, on his earthly life, right in the edge of the rest of the world. And a couple years after the ascension, the Apostle Paul meets him here. And at that point, the whole book of Acts takes this radical shift. The next chapter, we meet Peter with Cornelius, and then everything moves. Yeah? Everything moves. Very significant place. Yeah.